You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard. Whether it's the beat of the mic, he feels so unlike everybody else, alone. In spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go.
Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him cause he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects. Never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist. This is 20% skill, 80% fear, be 100% clear, cause Ryu was ill. Who would've thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game. Came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like Bleach, man. Ryu had the stupidest verses, dude, it's the truth. Now everybody giving them guest spots and stocks through the roof. I heard he fucking with that stuff.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Call him Ryan, he's sick and he's spitting fire and Mike got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with top, but a fucking nihilist porcupine. He's a prick, he's a cop, the type women wanna be within rappers, hope he gets shot. 8 years in the making, patiently waiting to blow. Now the record with Knodel taking over the globe. He's got a partner in crime, this shit is equally dope. You won't believe the kind of shit that comes out of this kid's throat. He's not your everyday on the block. He knows how to work with what he's got, making his way to the top. He often gets a comment on his name. People keep asking him, was it given that Bertha doesn't stand for an acronym? No, he's living proof. Let him rock in the booth. He'll get you buzzing quicker than a shot of vodka with juice. Him and his crew are known around as one of the best, dedicated to what they do and give 100%.
Forget Mike, nobody really knows how or why he works so hard. It seems like he's never got time because he writes every note and he writes every line. And I've seen him at work when that light goes on in his mind. It's like a design is written in his head every time before he even touches a key or speaks in a rhyme. And those motherfuckers he runs with, the kids that he signed, ridiculous, without even trying. How do they do this? Is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Yeah. Fort Minor, M. Shinoda, Styles of Beyond, Ryu, Talk Beer, Machine Shop.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. and a TGIM. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. You can also find us over on YouTube's on the ironrealmmedia YouTube channel. And yes, sir, it's a Monday. I know Zack was here just a minute ago, but he may have been having...
Did he bail already?
Yeah, he did.
Well, I guess it's better than falling asleep in his chair like it did.
Well, I never actually heard him, so I'm banking on the fact that maybe he needed to restart Skype or reset his phone or something. I'm not sure. I'm a little surprised he's not back already, but we'll see. We'll see. He may come back. How are you doing, Walter?
Hey, sleep? You don't need no stinking sleep. Yeah, you know, it's cool when you're doing your thing, your routine, and it's the daily grind or every other daily grind or whatever you want to call it. But when you're somewhere else visiting lovely, lovely people, it tends to bring a bit of excitement and adrenaline, and it sometimes is hard to come down off of that sometimes after a cool shot over somebody else's show. So I was up, I know, at midnight still sitting here going, man, that was cool. And, you know, playing whatever I was playing. So, yeah, I didn't sleep much either. I saw Rico saying he didn't sleep much. In the chat. I think I see Zack. I don't know that we'll hear him, but I saw it.
I did see it. Chester Deluxe wants to know what series I was on about a few streams ago. The only one I can think of is maybe Evil. Trying to think what series that we...
I know. What else would you have talked about recently? I can't think of another one.
Yeah, Chester. I'm going to guess that it was the show Evil, which is a current show, ongoing, 4th season, final season, I believe. Well, 4th season, I believe. It's the final season, I know. That's the only one I can think that we really addressed specifically.
And I heartily, as well, endorse and recommend that show.
Heartily or hardly?
Heartily. Heartily. Yes, I enjoy it profusely. In fact, last night, well, I'm not going to say anything. Be that person.
You guys hear me?
Now we hear you. What's up, Zack?
Hi, is that right?
Skype is freaking out on me. Like, I had to restart everything, and it took Skype like 2-3 minutes just to like load in after I clicked it. I don't know what's going on. But the mute button won't work. None of the buttons are working. It's taking me forever to get anything done. I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, I slept good and everything.
Nice.
He's ready.
Up and ready to go, and the damn Skype won't let you in.
Yeah, what the freaking crap. A good show last night, guys. That was fun.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for those of you that missed us, we were over there on the Tinfoil Sombrero, which I highly recommend you all fly over there and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and then fly back on over here. But nope, we had a good time hanging out with Lowry, Nicole, and Andrew B. and Rico and Atticus.
Yeah, it's always fun over there. Oh.
Yep.
Mm.
How was the weekend? Anything exciting happening? See, they got snow in California.
I did not see that the end days were here. What happened?
It snowed the 20th, I think it said. Maybe the 25th, up in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. First time they've seen snow in August in 20 years. Early Saturday. During global warming. It wasn't like snow. They just got a good dusting. Plants were covered on top and all that kind of good stuff. That's crazy, though. I didn't know it did that in California. We don't get snow in August ever in the Midwest. But they are up in the mountain up there. Yeah, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
I didn't know that kind of stuff happened. Have you gotten any calls from bunny shelters, Josh? Looking for caretakers?
Bunny shelters are very few and very far between.
That's what I was saying. There's somebody in Chattanooga, Tennessee. More than 100 rabbits rescued from a Tennessee home.
I believe it.
Yeah, the guy called. He was just getting older and everything, and they were starting to overrun him. And he called and said, "Hey, I can't take care of all these rabbits anymore. I need help."
I'll say this. To take care of 100+ rabbits at the rabbit shelter that we use and go to and belong to takes a team of volunteers, not to mention the owner. So there's probably 15, 20 people easy that volunteer, that come in to make sure the bunnies have fresh hay, fresh water, fresh crunchies, clean cages. Every day. And just the amount of money for all the lettuce and stuff. And this is assuming, and this is a huge, huge assumption, that old man in Chattanooga, Tennessee knew what he was doing when he was taking care of bunnies. Because 100 of them doesn't sound like he knew what he was doing. Chances are they were probably outside or in wire cages.
They were breeding inside. They were burrowing into the furniture.
Well, I mean, I guess they weren't outside. There's that. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they'll do that. I'm sure that was not a pleasant sight.
Quite a few of them.
Can you imagine it just seems like madness to me. Like, at what point do you think, oh my God, this is getting too, like, you know what I mean?
6.
Like, I would have broken so much earlier.
Yeah, when you hit 10 bunnies, you're like, oh shit, this is getting out of control.
Well, I hit 6 and thought, oh shit, this is out of control.
Yeah, and he said it was out of love that he called, you know. Hey, I can't take care of all these animals anymore.
So
it wasn't like someone called on him or reported him. He made the call.
Now that's actually how we got these last two, Yin and Yang. Was a breeder, an outdoor breeder, presumably, and just couldn't get rid of the rabbits that he had. So he'll bring in every other litter or so. So like Yin and Yang came in with, I think, 5 other bunnies from that litter that he just couldn't get rid of. Then there was the litter before that, so they had other brothers and sisters from the previous litter that were there. but they all seem to really react negatively when you open the door or the window and they can hear the outside sounds. That really freaks them out. They do not like the outside sounds, which makes me think they were probably bred outside in horrible conditions, so that when they hear the birds and the crickets or whatever, it triggers their little bunny PTSD. They don't like it.
That's wild. I don't get the correlation there.
You
think that's their natural habitat and they would want to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
But
You would think.
apparently it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I know that's kind of counterintuitive for me too, Walt. But I totally hear a brand new Watership Down, theme coming out of this thread that you're going on, Josh. I like it.
There just weren't so many damn of them. That is, people that just want to breed rabbits. Whether it's for fur or for meat or whatever. Or just for show. That's a real big thing. My other bunny, Evie. Who IL is her last name. So EVIL is what we call her. But she's a breeder reject. Because her colors and markings weren't exactly perfect. So the breeder got rid of them and her. Because that's what they do. Oh, your colors aren't perfect, so we'll just dump you somewhere. And a big shout out to the Flemish giants. The big bunnies. The ones that Rethink Inc. says you could put a saddle on and ride them around. They're big bunnies. The ones you think, well, Jesus Christ, that thing's got to be photoshopped. It may not be. Some rabbits do get ridiculously large.
What was the 70s TV movie with bones in it? Damn it. Night of the Lupus.
Night of the Lupus, yep. That's right.
What is going on? Good Lord.
For those who don't know, let me find you a photo.
So I see a black screen.
That movie and that frog movie, those two TV movies those two movies fucked me up as a kid. I can't remember it was called Frogs. That was what it was called. There we go. How do you share screen? There it is. For those of you on the radio, these are giant bunny rabbits. What's his name? Damn dude's name. Anyway, you get the idea. Giant bunnies and Bones. There he is. There's Bones. And a bunch of other standard B actors from the 70s. Anyway, yeah, it was really ridiculous. And it was really scary when you were 5 or whatever. The giant bunny!
Couldn't even imagine that many bunnies.
I just imagine there was sickness and other stuff going on there too. If I had to
they
guess.
said he's
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Weird, in and out.
Oh, they were saying in the article that the bunnies, a lot of them had fleas and patches of hair missing and stuff like that. Yeah, it was getting bad. Somebody was terrorizing Yosemite National Park this week. A reckless driver in a silver Kia Soul throwing beer cans out of the window. Is this really newsworthy? Crashed his car into a lodge in a fish camp. He stole a bicycle and fled.
And they're calling that terrorizes.
Well, he did attempt to kidnap a store manager. Then he stole the manager's vehicle. And then he crashed into the back of a car. Wow, and then he just kept, it wasn't like he just crashed into a car, but he kept ramming the same car over and over and over again. He was arrested on kidnapping, robbery, and reckless driving. 40-year-old Anthony Ehlaf, something like that, from California. Nobody seriously injured, though. What's wrong with people?
Wish I knew. Just so human.
Did you know Blue Origin is making a rocket that's going to Mars?
Huh.
I didn't know that. I knew that they made the Starliner or whatever, the capsule, but I didn't know they were making a long-distance rocket. Supposed to be shooting off here next month, by the middle of next month, on its way to Mars.
Well, what are the odds that they're going to report that they made it?
Yeah, this will be the first. It said New Glenn is the name of the rocket. Will lift off for the first time no earlier than October 13th. So you can send shit to Mars, but you can't get to the moon.
You can get to Mars, but you can't get every human being fresh water.
Yeah, I have never heard of this thing. Years in delay. The first time it flies after years of delays in its development. I don't even remember ever hearing of New Glenn rocket. Huh. Australian employees now have the right to ignore work emails, calls after hours. Well, did they not have the right before? You had to be on call 24 hours a day? Right to disconnect law, designed to curb the creep of work emails and calls into personal lives.
Why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, what are they talking about? That's crazy.
I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want to either. And my answer isn't, please continue with after hours work projects that you insist I do and work off the clock at home. Rather, I would say, don't do that or give children homework. I would say whatever rationale you have for allowing them to disconnect after work should allow the same kids to disconnect after fucking school. What do I know?
Yeah, I've never heard of this before. Well, I've never had one of those jobs where they're really bothering me off the clock.
Or you could pay your employees more. Incentivize working after hours. I don't know.
So in France, this happened. In 2017, they made this law, and a year later fined pest control firm Rent to Kill 60,000 euros for requiring an employee to always have his phone on.
I mean,
give him a company phone.
Right.
Pay for his phone bill.
Yeah, that's
just legislate
crazy.
Everything. Legislate it all, I say.
You can be fined for an employee. They can be fined $19,000. What, for calling the company too much? Or up to $94,000 for a company. The laws came literally and figuratively out of left field. Introduced with minimal consultation.
It was both? Did you say both? Literally and figuratively? Is that what I heard?
That's what it said. Out of left field. This is in quotation marks. Do you know what literally means?
Well, maybe it did.
Come out of a field?
The left one.
The left one?
Well, it's usually referring to baseball, which, who am I to argue? I guess it means that the legislation came from the left field.
Do they play baseball in Australia?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, we had all kinds of, well, I was in a union, so we had all kinds of rules they had to follow.
So in some baseball parks, the left field wall is farther from the batter than the wall over there in the right field.
Got it. Well, that makes sense.
And so when a play in which the ball is thrown from the area covered by the left fielder to either home plate or first base surprises the runner, it came as a complete surprise out of left field. I don't know. I've been trying to figure that one out too for a long time. So I finally just looked it up. These are theories, mind you.
But that wouldn't be the...
No one really actually knows.
But that's the figurative, right? That's how the legislation comes from the figurative left field. I'm wondering how it comes from the literal left field.
Yeah, and which park is that?
Some unnamed park somewhere in Australia.
down under left field.
Oh, wait, this is even better. Oh, God. Okay. Chicago Cubs. History here. Sorry. On a tour of Wrigley Field a couple of years back, a tour guy was throwing facts at everyone in the tour. And he said, you know, there used to be a mental hospital out beyond the left field wall, and sometimes fans and players could hear the patients there screaming. So that's where the phrase "way out in left field" came from. Oh, my God.
Now that seems a bit more reasonable for a literal translation. If that legislation came from the nut house, all right, that I believe.
That seems a bit out in left field to me.
But only figured.
There's even a plaque about it at Chicago's stadium, apparently. That's crazy.
You know, there were people who used to move the walls of baseball fields, the groundskeepers. When their team was up to bat, they'd move the wall in. Then when the other team came up, they'd move it back like 15, 20 feet. Forced to stop doing it in like 1930 something. I was watching a video yesterday on cheating in baseball and how many different types of cheaters you had. The groundskeepers, the players, the coaches, the umps. But yeah, that was one of the things the groundskeepers used to do. They still mess around with stuff. If they got an infield pitcher that throws lots of ground balls, people who, you know, their pitches tend to make people hit grounders, they'll wet the infield more. So the grounders, or they'll let the grass grow a little bit longer and not cut it as short. So it'll be easier for their team to field balls and stuff like that. I know Ricky Henderson, he had changed the game back in the day by stealing bases. Like if he got on first, it turned into a triple usually. He'd steal second, he'd steal third. And then they would wet the infield extra, so it'd be muddier and harder for him to get traction. Yeah, if you ain't cheating in baseball, you ain't trying hard enough. That was an old saying. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Still to this day, people get in trouble for cheating.
Mm-hmm. And then
part of the game.
And betting on it too. They don't like it when you bet on it. When you know how they're going to cheat,
At the same time, you seem to be implying that they expect cheating, right?
Yeah, they do.
And then they punish the people for cheating.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got the system that's there to create that vortex of just, I don't know, misdirection. Like, not everybody's a gambler, you know what I mean? Not everybody has this problem.
Oh, they'll steal sign. Back in the day, a grounds crew put a wire in from the way out in the outfield all the way to the third base coach.
Like, this is just incredible to me. Like, that somebody would go to this much trouble for this.
So when they knew that a breaking ball was coming, they buzzed this thing, and the whole third base coach thing, they said eventually they could start hearing it from like the dugout. Like, what's going on here? Every time he's getting ready to throw a breaking ball, it goes over here in the ground. The whole ground vibrates a little bit. They got caught.
Yeah,
cheating universal. They're still doing it today. That does it. We're past the first break.
We are.
You got a beautiful chin. You got beautiful skin. You got a beautiful face. You got taste. You got beautiful eyes. You've got beautiful thighs. You got a lot without a doubt. But I'm thinking about blowing you out. Cause you won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest? You got more rabbit than Sainsbury's. This time you got it off your chest. Now you was just the kind of girl to break my heart in two. I knew right off when I first kept my eyes on you. But how was I to know you'd been my heroes too? With your incessant talking, you're becoming a pest. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Now you're a wonderful girl. You got a wonderful smell. You got wonderful arms. You got charm. You got wonderful hair. We make a wonderful pair. Now I don't mind having a chat, but you have to keep giving it that. No, you won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest? You got more rabbit than Sainsbury's. This time you got it off your chest. Now you were just the kind of girl to break my heart in two. I knew right off when I first had my eyes on you. But how was I to know you'd been my heroes too? With your incessant talking, you're becoming a pest. Rabbit, 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 yep, rabbit, yep, rabbit, rabbit, bunny, jabba, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, rabbit, jabba, rabbit, rabbit, yep, rabbit, bunny, jabba, rabbit.
I'd swing well, lying in bed, counting the bullets across my skin. I'm so ashamed, told the one, my ego's been in my patch undone. I'll spend the night with my pillow. I've got a friend I'm growing used to. I'm so ashamed to know why my ego's been in my patch undone. I'll spend the night with my pillow. We never fight, say a word. I'll spend the night with my pillow. She's the lovely basement queen. I'll spend the night wasting away.
No, people always talk to me about when I was young, when I was running up and down the building.
School is back, and Dick's Sporting Goods has what you need to win your year. Check backpacks off your list from Nike, The North Face, and more. Plus, score the latest colors from Stanley, Yeti, and Owala. With gear this good, it's never been easier to win your year.
That's why I always wish that ironrealmmedia was around back then, because I didn't know what was truth or not. So now I listen to ironrealmmedia all the time. Now I'm walking around the earth and I'm thinking to myself, yes, guess what? This earth is flat indeed.
Yeah, that's the problem with YouTube music. Sometimes it just, the whole screen freezes up and no matter what you press, nothing's going to do a fucking thing until the ad finishes. Fuck YouTube music. That's all I'm saying. Welcome back. Second half of the first half of the IRONWORX kicking off right now.
I like that bunny song.
That was a bunny song.
So it was you, not me. My computer, I thought, was freaking out.
No, that was my computer.
Man, I was cracking up laughing at that song. That song was hilarious.
What do you call him in there? Bunny, when they were doing the bunny, rabbit, bunny, and then there was another word they were throwing in there.
Not sure. Wasn't one I was familiar with.
Yeah, that was interesting song there.
Let's see. There's
who was that?
That was Chaz and Dave, and it's got lyrics here. So let's see if we can't find it. Jabber.
Hey, is that link in the chat by any chance?
I don't think so. I think Post might have dropped that in the live chat.
Would you mind planting one here, please?
Oh, I can totally drop it.
Speaking of bands you may not have heard of before, a legendary rock band cancels tour due to lack of ticket sales.
Yeah, this one kind of surprised me.
You already saw this one, Walter?
Yeah, dude, I'm a huge Helmet fan.
Helmet. Once big enough that Loudwire referred to the band as post-hardcore icon. But apparently, wasn't enough for the band, which rose to fame through the early to mid-90s, to cash in for its current tour. They said they still have good ticket sales over in Europe. The European tour will still be going on. But, yeah, they're saying it's a common problem for many artists this year. Lower than expected ticket sales in North America. Which I could see a lot of people, I mean, I don't know where all the money's coming from, but they're talking about presidential election campaign funds going up into like astronomical numbers now. Beyond billions, way beyond billions. But a lot of it is they're not really sure where the money is coming from because the new law is allowing this and that and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's getting crazy. But yeah, apparently they're not the only ones having trouble selling tickets in North America right now.
I wonder how much they're charging for tickets.
Didn't say in there.
Seems to be that's one of the big things that's really taken off is the price of ticket sales.
Yeah, it's gotten ridiculous.
Where you can only afford to go one or two shows a year because of the price of the tickets as opposed to being able to go to a show a week for the whole fucking summer.
Remember all that free music you got from LimeWire, fuckers? All right, hush up.
They're saying this one, it looks like a Cybertruck, but it's not a Cybertruck. Selling for $5,800. Oh, this just looks like a.
So it's a Cybertruck knockoff?
That's what it's looking like.
With a Power Wheels battery? Like, what the fuck? $5,800?
Yeah. They're not even saying like the name of it. They just show a picture of it. And it looks like a old Isuzu truck with like the back end of a Cybertruck on it. And now the thing's all frozen and it won't move. During the period of nodes, blah, 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 blah. Oh, come on, phone. It says a Tesla Cybertruck, but it's not a Tesla Cybertruck. The catch is that this Cybertruck is not really a Cybertruck. And then it goes on talking about Tesla Cybertrucks the whole time and does not mention this vehicle one more time. There's $50,000. Blah 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 blah. When the Tesla moved, blah 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 blah. This Cybertruck, however, is not subject to any restrictions that may be imposed by Tesla because it is not a Tesla. Well, then it's not a Cybertruck. It's a
They put a Wii on the dashboard. It's a Cybertruck now.
It's a 1998 Tesla Cybertruck, he's calling it.
Wee!
A 1998 Cybertruck. It has 225,000 miles. I don't know if and it froze up again. I don't know if he, like, made this thing this way. But that is crazy. The Mitsubishi L200, which has been modified to look like a Cybertruck. 2.4 liter fuel injection engine, 147 horsepower. Both the front and rear have been modified so the pickup truck gained a triangular shape when looked at from the side, similar to that of the Cybertruck. What? And that's the end of the article, I guess. It just looks stupid. It really does.
So it's an exact replica, you're saying?
1998 Tesla Cybertruck.
I have to tell you what, that was a really entertaining read. Thank you for doing that.
They're saying Japan has a new fuelless engine, new rotary engine, 1,000 times better than EVs. Oh, come on. Unexpected twist on America's fuel of the future. Hundreds of thousands of deaths if we use it. The engine that destroys EVs comes from Asia, neither Chinese nor Japan, and a fuel never seen before. Electrification and carbon neutrality. What? Mazda. Rotary engines. Those rotary engines are amazing. Okay, what's the fuel? Not saying anything about this fuel that's going to kill hundreds of thousands if we use it. Electrification revolution. Mazda's hybrid approach. So they're using the... Okay, it still has a battery, but they're using a single rotary engine for charging the vehicle's battery. Primary sources. No. It doesn't say what's going to start the engine. And I know it's not running on electricity. Okay, so maybe it is. The car features a rotary hybrid setup with two rotary engines supported with a two-rotor rotary engine supported by electric motors. Total output of 365 horsepower. So they're using the engine as a generator to produce the electricity. Huh. Okay. I can see all kinds of stuff not going right with that. Nope. That's the end of the article. Just seems like you're going backwards with that. I don't know. I don't know. South Africa blocks artillery shell delivery to Poland. No, you don't mess with the Polish people. They're not taking any shit when it comes to all this Western society collapse. They want nothing to do with it. So I was watching this thing on sharks and orcas, and how a herd of orcas, like once they come into an area, say sharks have been around this area this time of year for the last 10 years or whatnot, a herd of orcas comes in, and before they even kill a shark, sharks are leaving the area, great white sharks, not to return for well over a year. And so scientists have got the idea, hey, let's take some of these noises these orcas are making that drive away sharks, and let's play them in the water where we want to go swimming. And sure enough, it's driving sharks out of the waters in these areas. On the flip side, they found out that playing heavy metal music sends great white sharks and attracts them, and actually sends them into like a rage type thing to where they're ready to attack.
We're just trying to get a mosh pit started. Calm down.
Yeah, Back in Black is one of them that really makes the sharks go crazy.
They're probably just like me about all that old classic rock. How many fucking times can you hear the same song over and over and over?
I mean, once bitten, twice shy, right?
My, won't be in twice shy, dude. And they ain't taking no shit over there in Dubai.
Oh,
go ahead.
I was going to just let Josh know I did drop a request in the chat, but those other songs that I've been putting in there are more placeholders. If you get to one, that's fine. If not, I'll keep them in rotation. Just songs that have come to me over the last day or three that I forgot to put in this list. So, but yeah, I think I have at least one request I dropped for you there in the chat from. Damn it, where's my call? I've lost the call. Where are you guys at? Damn it.
That was from Rethink. I do believe I has it.
Loader. Yeah, that's it. I knew. I was thinking it was from him, but I didn't want to say the wrong person. And I can't get back to the damn real call. All I can have is my little hovering button. Oh, there y'all are. Okay. Yes, there we go. And like I said, the others were just like, he talked about Helmet. For me, the first song always comes to mind is Milk Toast because of The Crow. I had that freaking soundtrack in my car all the time. Both the soundtrack and the score had both of those running in my CD player. There. Anyway. Oh shit.
No, you're here. We're just being super quiet.
Oh, okay. Because dude, I do that so often when I'm struggling to find a player. That's usually when I'll hang up the whole thing. They have updated systems, and it's really, really aggravating. Like the whole bigger YouTube screen is now a problem. I can't. It's just not. It won't go smaller without me not able to read it. I did an update, all the things, and now this with Skype. Of course, Zack's been having Skype troubles for weeks now, so just getting ready to pull that big switch, shut it all down. It feels like.
It does feel that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, some Americans are finding out they don't mess around over there in Dubai. And you break their rules, their laws. Yeah. I mean, they're only looking at 4 months, but it is in a Dubai prison for pretty much drinking, public drunkenness, driving under the influence. They're claiming that they were drugged, but they are considered, regardless of one's blood alcohol content level, public drunkenness and driving under the influence are considered very serious offenses over there. They're usually detained for many days as they await a court hearing. They can get hefty jail sentences, substantial fines, and for Muslims, even those holding U.S. citizenship, you can get lashings, which would suck. Brother's appeal is unsuccessful. A veteran and 24-year-old father faced months in Dubai jails, notorious for human rights abuses. Detained for residual hashish found in his blood that he'd legally smoked in Las Vegas weeks before. Wow.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
They say, be careful if going to Dubai. They're pressing that the United States increase travel warnings for Americans going to these countries. Because not only will they be robbed and extorted, but they'll usually end up in prison as well. That's crazy. Yeah, I was watching this one video, and this lady, she was like in some Caribbean island, however you want to say it. But she was in a place that wasn't the United States, right? And she walks up to these guys that are working like out in front of a house. I think they were cutting coconuts or something like that. And she starts recording these guys. And this guy walks up to her and is like, "What do you think you're doing? Don't record me. Get out of here. What are you doing?" "Oh, this is my right. This is my First Amendment right." Blah, blah, blah. He came up and started beating the crap out of her. Like, you don't get your First Amendment. That's not a universal thing, lady. You don't get to just go up to other people in other countries and start recording them and thinking they can't do anything to you. You know, once you cross that line, that border, laws change. Yeah, she learned the hard way. She asked around and she found out. And I don't think those guys got in trouble at all for it either. That's gonna about do it. The second half of the first half.
I believe you're right. And we do have a song here.
We do. I'll show Rico my Pokemon sock one more time since he was looking for a loud sock. I have a pair. I just use one to hatch eggs.
Don't ask what the other one's for.
It could be taken so many ways.
But we are going to take a little break. And we'll be back with a whole nother hour of the Ironworks. For some reason, I just lost what little energy I happened to have this morning. I go take a nap right now. But I'm not gonna, and you shouldn't either. We'll be right back with more of the Ironworks.
As you wait until it's over, then you got hit, and you should have known better. And we die young, faster we run. Down, 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 you're rolling. Blood flowed in the muddy sewer. Take another hit and bury your brother. And we die young. Let's seek the place to bend you over. Then you got hit, and you should have known better. Faster we run.
Man, that one was fast. Wasn't expecting it to go that
Fast and out cold. Yeah, I was hoping you remembered.
No, I should have pulled something up first. Oh, well.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the IRONWORX. Right here on freeworld.fm. You can also find us on the YouTubes on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel.
I think we have a new segment that's about to be born. It's going to be checking in with Rico's socks. I want a picture every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Rico.
Brave. Real brave.
And you can't steal it for y'all's show, damn it. That's an Iron Realm exclusive. You know, that's a good question Karen B asking in chat. Has Helmet done anything new lately? I don't know. I don't think I've listened to it. Oh, well, you know, I guess if you just look up Helmet by itself. Let us check on what Helmet is up to. September 1, 2024. Reptile Records is re-releasing Helmet's original demo, so that's not new. There's a European tour happening in November. That's new. First ever live album out, live and rare, out now. That was not new, though. That was from 2021. Wow, yeah, they hadn't done a lot lately. Wait, Left, a new album out in November 2023. 3 singles, Holiday, Gun Flu, and Big Shot. There you go. Go find Helmet's album, Left. Sorry, I was reading the album description and trying to find where to hear it. Wow, it's taking me to all kind of crazy links. Hang on, I may be getting hacked here. Helmet hack. Da, 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 da. No one does White Sox post. If I have white socks, they're going straight into my tie-dye pile. Tie-dye. Wow, never mind. I won't even say words. Now, the breaks are however long we make them. Song or length wasn't the issue. Just, you know. We can do the whole rest of the hour of songs or whatever. It's up to us. We control our destiny. Oh, too much of it. Hang on. Let me close some of these tabs. So apparently there's a cloud of toxic gas sweeping across the UK. Damn it, I've lost the story now. What's going on? Here we go. Cloud of sulfur dioxide spreading across Britain after a volcano in Iceland erupted for the 6th time since last December. Map by Check Weather. Here, I guess I'll show you all the map in case you are in its path. It's a little map. See the little map here? There you go. So colorless, odorless, cause coughing, runny nose, burning eyes. Sounds like what I've been dealing with all winter long, summer long, whatever. Last winter is when it started. So anyway, yeah, toxic gas. Thank you for that story.
You know they're doing sugar, Walter, down in Brazil without burning the fields?
Okay, I'm listening.
They said they don't do it in the U.S. that way because it's cheaper to just burn it. But it doesn't cause all this horrible pollution and all this. They're saying every year 6 people in Florida alone die from the cane fields being lit on fire.
Got to have that sugar, babe.
Come up with those numbers and whatnot, but yeah, I guess down in Brazil they don't burn the fields. They have to use herbicides and things like that, but it costs a little bit more money. And they're trying to get people to start doing that up here.
Surprised they just don't cut it all down. Like just pull everything out by the roots, all the sugar cane, like the whole field at once. Seems like if I were a Brazilian, that's how I'd do it. Just take it all clean and smooth. Pull it all out by the roots. All of it. Like even the backfield. The backfields get a little overgrown. You want to get all that pulled out by the roots too.
Did you know in Australia they were pulling trains with semi-trucks?
That seems cost efficient.
They had specialty made trucks. They did it for about 20 years. From the late 90s up to 2015.
So a special made truck. So what, it goes on the tracks?
Yeah, it's got like...
And then you hook up all the cars behind it and it pulls... So they use a fucking train engine? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, it's a truck, and they would only pull like one car at a time. They couldn't do any more than that.
So it had a bed in it. Is that... The engine has a bed and it pulls one car. As opposed to an engine that's a full-sized engine and pulls an entire train. Like, I don't...
It's not a train engine at all. It's a semi-truck.
What's the difference?
Lift up its rear tires and drive on the road as well.
Okay, so once you retrofit it for the train and it's pulling a car, what means it's not a train engine? Like, what differentiates it from a train engine once it's on the track?
Oh, the fact that it could just drive off the track.
Oh, I don't know. I think I've
and
seen...
it's semi-truck, a diesel semi-truck. It's not like the size of a train engine. It's like a semi size.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm hearing lots of things that describe certain kinds of train engines. Like, maybe they're not supposed to, but train engines drive off the track. Seems to me that whatever's pulling a train car would be a train engine. Because without it, the train cars just sit there. Whatever it is that's motorized and doing the pulling would be the train engine, I would think. But that's also me possibly being just a little nitpicky. Picking at the nits.
Yeah, it never caught on because they were planning to make, the next bigger model and the next bigger model of semi up from that, but they never did. About 20 years, they pulled stuff around there in Australia, and then
they realized
train engines just work better.
No reason to reinvent the wheel. You know what? We need
Exactly.
bicycles. If we had 400 guys on bicycles, I bet you we could just pull this one train car across the entirety of Australia.
I've never driven down the train tracks. It always seemed like a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I
never was a huge fan of going across them, let alone down them.
I watched Stand By Me. You don't want to get stuck on those tracks with no way to get off.
So wait, now this is not one of those train track trucks, is it?
Kind of, yeah. It looks just like
a bigger version of one of those.
It looks like a semi, and then back tires were specialty fit with train brakes and the discs and all that kind of stuff. It looks like it's got regular front tires though, but it's like when it puts down these lift things, it lifts the whole train up off the ground so that none of the tires are touching anything.
Yeah, they have truck-sized trucks like normal, you know, like pickup size, with maybe a work bed on it here in our area. Tools chest or whatever on the back of it. But yeah, nothing semi-sized.
Scientists so excited for working at NASA. Yeah, I'm not going to read that article.
So they're doing some NPTs in now.
Polaris Dawn. Says, talk about a daring privately funded space mission. All 4 Polaris Dawn crew members will put on newly designed spacesuits 435 miles above Earth, then open the hatch of their SpaceX Dragon capsule, which doesn't have an airlock. What?
Oh, I hope they live stream that shit.
Vulnerable to the vacuum of space during a pioneering spacewalk. Now, when's the last time the government did something like this?
I mean, I'd settle for them doing it here on Earth. Just pop them in one of those big old vacuum chambers and let's see what happens.
They've never really tested these suits in space before.
It's a great way to do it. All or nothing.
You know, it's kind of like practicing to catch bullets with your mouth. You toss a couple, and then that next one you go, okay, this is going to be a little bit faster as you load the gun.
Oh man, that was absolutely so funny. That was so goddamn funny, Walt. Thank you.
Glad I could help.
It's scheduled to launch Tuesday. It just says Tuesday, not like Tuesday next year sometime, but this Tuesday, I guess. If needed, a backup launch. Still Tuesday. Blah, blah, blah. Polaris has already been delayed more than a year because of all the complexities of really incredible technological issues that had to be solved to bring us to this point. where we're pretty much ready to go. That sounds reassuring. We're pretty much ready to go. I mean, how many times have they gone up and done spacewalks and this and that? Nobody thought, hey, let's throw a dummy in one of these new spacesuits and just throw it outside the ISS, put some vitals on there to make sure that this thing actually works. Or let's see some test here on Earth in a vacuum chamber. And the spacewalk will be live streamed, Josh.
Sweet.
Tomorrow. Wow. Really early in the morning. Should take about 2 hours from venting the Dragon to repressurizing the capsule. 2 spacewalkers would each spend 15 to 20 minutes outside the spacecraft. Good. And the suits look nothing like NASA suits. They're so streamlined and skinny. It's like, I thought you guys needed like so many layers and a life support system on this thing. It doesn't look like there's anything on their backs. That's crazy. For the spacewalk itself, we will be orienting the vehicle in a way that shields the crew members. Oh, good. Here's a paranoia reviews. EVA is a risky adventure, but again, we've done all the preparation. We did the capsule testing. We did the suit testing. Yeah, can we see some of that? We did the hyperbaric chambers. We did all the work to really get ready for this. Bill Gerstenmaier, SpaceX Vice President of Build and Flight Reliability.
So now they've done all the testing on it. What's the point? What are they doing now? I thought the whole point of them doing this was like a big test of their spacesuits, and they're going to open up the airlock or open up the hatch where there is no airlock. So they've already thrown the bullet real fast before they tried to practice catching it. Is that the way I understand it?
Yes, I'm not sure.
Sounds like it.
So it's not quite as revolutionary as they made it believe. What a shot.
And here's another quotation. It's interesting mission. I think it's great that we're doing these things and kind of pushing the envelope here. You walked on the fucking moon over 50 years ago. You're not pushing any envelopes. You're going up and you're getting outside of the capsule. This has been done so many times. You're not pushing an envelope. Stop. There's been talk about SpaceX and this Polaris program trying to convince NASA to allow them to go repair the Hubble Space Telescope, which would be really quite an intriguing event for a future mission. Oh.
Yes, lots of intrigue.
They're They're not just going up to take a few pictures and say, hey, I'm in space. They're actually trying to do something that's productive. So kudos to them for doing that. What are they doing that's productive?
Beyond going
Really?
up there and saying, hey, I'm in space.
Yeah. Oh. Day one. This is the schedule. Launch, then pass through the inner regions of the Earth's Van Allen radiation belts. About 1,400 kilometers above the surface. I thought you were only going 400 and something miles.
And how do you go through the inners without the outers first? We're going to bypass the outer Van Allen belt, and we're going to go straight through the inner first. First we launch, then the inner Van Allen radiation belt. Right. Like, we skip escape velocity, the Kármán line, breaching the atmosphere, all that good stuff. It goes from launch straight to the inner Van Allen radiation belt. Sounds legit.
That's ridiculous. What else do we got here? We're about ready for the last break.
We are.
Getting.
Yeah, I got a little crazy dropping stuff, so just do whatever you feel, dude. I got carried away. But again, if I don't drop them here, then I'll forget later, and I'll be like going, oh, wait, I need to drop a song. So just do your thing.
I had a thing.
Wow. People electrocuted in freak accident while enjoying swim in a pool. A live pool pump had been pinched. That sounds kind of hinky to me.
Right? That sounds like somebody watched that TV show Ozark too many times.
A freak accident. A pool pump had been pinched, causing a protective cover to break. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
The pool pump wire was inside the pool, and there was something inside the pool that would pinch the...
That makes no sense.
Yeah, the pump's usually located way not in the pool, not at all.
I would think for that reason. Or even just like right outside, but not in the water where the electricity is going to... Jesus.
That sounds backyard tinkering was going on or something. Well, it's got electrical tape on it. It should be fine. Just dangle it down there in the water.
Of course, I never have really understood. I mean, I do understand it, but it still always weirded me out that there were, fucking electrical light sockets inside the water with me as I swam around.
Yeah, that's always weird. Scientists have discovered strange DNA in our brains, and it could be shortening our lives. Right. Strange DNA.
Are they claiming it's non-human and not identifiable? Is that the claim? What makes it strange?
According to research, mitochondrial DNA insertions could be linked to early death. frequently insert their DNA into the nucleus, potentially impacting lifespan and those more incision or family diarrhea. Well, they seem human. As direct descendants of ancient bacteria, mitochondria have always been a little alien.
Like Marvin.
To be fair, drawing mitochondria in biology, I always thought that it looked a little different, that it didn't really feel like something that should be in me, just like when I would draw and, the parts and stuff of what they were calling viruses. That isn't organic. That's some type of robot. So anyway, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff in us that don't make any fucking sense like that. Allegedly. There's also a new. Oh well, I'm not going to get into that. We're already 2 over the break. So allegedly, I have something. I'll tease you guys with it like Andrew B would.
And right here, Walter says it: mitochondrial DNA behaves like a virus.
Bam.
All right, well, we better do this before we just blow right through the break completely.
All right.
But do stick around. We've got one more segment of the IRONWORX. Coming up right after this. Man, it a Monday ever. Here's one I used to jam out to once upon a time. Believe it or not. It's awfully quiet, though.
It starts out quiet.
Uh-huh.
Crank it up.
Committed there. Robot Lords of Tokyo. Smile, taste, kiss. Did you not know that the royal hunting grounds are always forbidden? I roll a tape now. Bits and pieces, large and small. Sector, vector, eat them all. It's already in the rise. Among the mental ones, a messenger will soon arrive. 100011 10101. Periodic table with a Santa peace of mind. 100011 10101. Periodic table with a Santa peace of mind. Man alive, the jiving lyrics. Radioactive, don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx, having the big sale of the year. Man alive, the jiving lyrics. Radioactive, don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx, having the big sale of the year. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Gonna be a big brawl over it like them little bitty babies in the king cake. Bonnie and Clyde, the whole dome. The shackles of automata will shatter like their bones. 100011 10101. Periodic table with a Santa peace of mind. 100011 10101. Periodic table with the Santa peace of mind. Man alive, the jiving lyrics. Radioactive, don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx, having the big sale of the year. Man alive, the jiving lyrics. Radioactive, don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx, having the big sale of the year. that don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx having the bake sale of the year. Man alive, the jolly lyrics. Radioactive, don't come near it. Temple of Syrinx having the bake sale of the year.
Don't tell me my love for you isn't enough to fill your tank. My love for you's absurd and deep. It's the container at stake. My love for you is poured out with no reservation, poured out to overflowing. But you spill it on the floor to murmuring. Too cold and not quite hot. Don't tell me how to love you. 1, 2, 3, 21, and then what I do. Ask how many is that? Don't tell me how. You need to feel loved, and when I do, you're just trying to make love to me. Don't tell me you love me, and then I'm your favorite. When who I am deep inside makes your temperature rise. I can't jump that high, my love weighs me down. I can't measure up, my love weighs me down. I can't get it right, my love weighs me down. I can't, I tried, I can't, I've tried, you just can't. I can love you again. Show me where it hurts. Tell me how I can. No way. Don't tell me. Don't tell me how to love you. 1, 2, 3, 21, and then what I do. Ask how many is that? Don't tell me how. You need to feel loved, and when I do, you're just trying to make love to me. Don't tell me you love me, and then I'm your favorite. When who I am deep inside makes your temperature rise. I make you need to feel loved, and when I do, you're just trying to make love me. And when I do, you just try to make love to me. Don't tell me you love me ugly, and then I do. You're just trying to make love to me. Don't tell me you love me, and then I'm your favorite. When who I am deep inside, it makes the temperature rise. I can't jump that high, my love weighs me down. I can't measure up, my love weighs me down. I can't get it right, my love weighs me down. I can't, I've tried, I can't, I've tried, I can't, I've tried. You just can't. I can love you again. Show me where it hurts. Tell me how I can. No way, don't tell me.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
You dumb bastard.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the IRONWORX, right here on freeworld.fm. So that first song was Clutch, for those that didn't know. But that second song, that last song you just heard, might have been one that was new to, well, pretty well all of you.
Yeah, what was that?
That was, I do believe, a Travis Finley original. As created and composed by the website Suno. AI song is what that is. Amazing. The lengths at which AI music has come. Like those lyrics, those vocals were like clear and understandable. stems were clean. It's crazy to think that was all AI. I don't know about the lyrics. I'm assuming he probably gave him the lyrics, and it's like 90s grunge was the style. But then just let the dang AI do the rest, and there it is. Post-grunge 90s rock was the style.
90s rock. Did you guys hear about the big solar power generator thing out in the Nevada desert between Vegas and Reno they tried to build?
Tell me more.
It was the photovoltaic desert that turned out to be a historic failure. It broke down before it was even switched on.
How would they know?
Because they've stopped working on it and they never turned it on. They had one customer and yeah.
And they just assumed that it broke down? This probably won't work. This is probably broken. Let's not even fire it up to see.
No, it did. Like when they tried to turn it on, they say it was due. It gets in here. It was the most ambitious renewable energy projects in the United States. And it was inaugurated back in 2015, the Crescent Dunes plant, which would have the capacity to supply clean electricity to a population of 100,000 people. Today, all that remains is a photovoltaic desert with a pile of lawsuits for mismanagement and $1 million debt that no one wants to take responsibility for. So in 2011, the company Solar Reserve presented the project to build a gigantic photovoltaic power plant in Nevada desert. 10,000 mirrors would be installed in a spiral around a giant tower using concentrated solar power, which would be stored in molten salt tanks for later use. So it's crazy.
Molten salt tank.
I'm not sure how that works. They're saying the reason that by the time it opened, the plant's technology was already outdated compared to much more efficient projects. CSP technology, unlike the solar panels commonly used in photovoltaic plants, consists of a series of mirrors that concentrate the sun's heat in storage tanks with organic molten salts. And they store thermal energy at temps between 290 to 565 degrees. And just like all power that's generated here in this country, it's used to heat water and produce steam that drives a turbine to generate electricity. It costs about 130. Okay, this led to solar power generated at the Crescent Dunes photovoltaic desert costing about $135 per megawatt hour. While other plants of the same type were selling their power for about $30 per megawatt hour. So the cost of maintaining the facility and the salaries of the maintenance team eventually made the project unviable. By last year, it lost its only customer, Nevada Energy.
Okay, I got to stop you for half a second because this one is just kind of niggling. And so I did a bit of research and found a story from May of 2022, basically 2 years ago, talking about the possibilities of rechargeable molten salt battery. being put in place for long-term energy storage, such as in the story talking about in, where was it? Could be useful in places such as, that's not the part I read, damn it, sorry. Anyway, it basically talked about big tractor trailer sized truck containers parked next to wind farms or solar arrays. This was possibilities in 2022. So this is already in use and out into the field about 2 years. That just seems suspect to me. Where you at, Andrew?
So the biggest U.S. renewables failure, they blame a Spanish company called they blame Spanish company. So they have remained silent when asked for an explanation for the failure, with the exception of co-founder Bill Gold, who, after abandoning the project, blamed Spain's ACS Cobra for selling them faulty storage tanks that leaked. Despite these statements, the company took no legal action against those allegedly responsible for the disaster. Instead, they justified themselves by saying that mistakes like this are part of the process of transitioning to renewable energy. That is such a cop-out bullshit story. Oh, they sold us faulty gear that made it so this whole thing didn't work, but we're not going to sue them for selling us faulty gear. That's just the price you pay when you're dealing with new types of technology. Bullshit. Somebody sells you something that doesn't work and breaks, you get your money back from them. You don't just throw it up as, oh, this happens.
That's
part of the
science.
process.
That's just science.
Bankrupt because somebody sold me some faulty gear. Oh, these things happen. What a crock of shit. Yeah, when people come back with statements like that, you got to think, okay, the Spanish company didn't do anything wrong. Something else is going on here. Nobody just says, oh, well, you screwed me, but it was only like $1 billion worth of gear and stuff. Oh, well. And that was all coming from one guy, and they didn't. Yeah, so I'm not buying that.
Fucking science, bro.
Science, bro. What's this? Daily Dot? Best Buy worker says customer charged $3,700 in electronics on 3 cards. They called the police.
And?
Long heat I ever seen. It was longer than me. A Best Buy worker told a strange tale of a customer loading up his cart with items just minutes before the store closed for the night, creating enough suspicion for the store manager to call the police. And while the customer did pay for the items, he did so in a way where the employee assessed something just didn't sit right. I mean, were there different names on the cards or something like that? Best for story time guys. The video is just getting started with more than 158,000 views as of Saturday morning. A video released Friday. Okay, blah, 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 blah. My manager called the police on this customer tonight who came into the building 23 minutes before close and filled the shopping cart up with a couple $1,000s worth of smart home items and health and wearable tech. 4 electric toothbrushes, 1 of the new Philips cameras, 3 Blink cameras, 2 Amazon Echoes, 2 Google Nest video doorbells, and a bunch of other items.
What a dick.
Okay, the manager checked to see if the customer needed help. When the customer asserted he didn't, the manager went to the front and preemptively called the police. What? In preparation for the customer to try to leave the store with the items. So they sent 3 cop cars. The customer paid, but so they did end up paying for items in a way that aroused further suspicion. I'm going to use a few different cards, but I don't know their limits. Just go ahead and try whichever payment you want to. Tries his first card, and it declines flat out. The customer used several other cards and eventually paid for what worked out to be about $3,700. It was longer than, okay, and the customer left the building and the cops drove away because he paid for it. But something just didn't sit right with me about that. He paid for it, but how do you not know the limit of your credit card?
Right before payday, that's usually where I'm at.
Or if you've got a wallet full of them, it's hard to keep track. Which it sounds like he had.
Yeah.
So is that really the story? A guy bought some stuff at Best Buy?
I'm looking to see. Stolen credit cards, one commenter surmised before, and this is where checking that his ID makes a difference.
Was there a racial component to this story? I'm wondering.
Were all the names of the credit cards the same? Did they check ID? What? That's it? Not arrested, not nothing. So what's the story?
It was right before closing, and he used multiple cards. Wow.
What the fucking actual fuck?
This one time at the grocery store, I saw a lady pay with cash and a card. I figured that's just as exciting.
And then it goes on to talk about how Best Buy is cracking down on theft and this and that and how they're going. Nothing to do with this story at all.
Remember S&H green stamps?
So they ended the whole story about this guy was he paid for it, but how do you not know the limit of your credit card? And that's the end of the story. And the cops drove away because he paid for it. What a retarded article. Daily.com. It's a Best Buy advertisement.
My mom used to use green stamps to buy shit, and people behind us would get pissed off. Nobody else? God, I'm old as fuck.
Nope, we didn't have no green stamps.
Really? God, I'm old as fuck. I don't even remember how this worked. Like, that's how old it is. Probably 60. Oh, right there, 68. There we go. Yeah, I was probably just a little infant in arms watching her deal with these things and going, what the fuck? But you could get cool shit. Like, you could get, like, bikes, and that's what we got right there. That fucking trike. That trike and that wagon. Fuck yeah. I remember it well. Anyway, I'm old as fuck. But would that have been newsworthy? She showed up before closing with a box full of S&H books and bought me a trike.
If she had S&H green stamps and a change purse full of coins and used both to pay. It probably would have made the news.
A 16th century compass unearthed in Poland may
Matt knows. What's up, Matt?
have belonged to Copernicus. Shut up.
Well, you don't know, Zach. It may have.
Yeah, it may have belonged to Napoleon.
Can't remember.
Prove that maybe it didn't.
So it was found unearthed in a network of underground tunnels beneath the canonical gardens of the town of Frombork, where Copernicus died. So because he died in this town and you found something in an underground tunnel, it may have belonged to Copernicus. Or he may have never seen or touched the thing in his whole lifetime.
And if you pick something up off the ground in the tunnel, can you say that you've unearthed it? Like if the tunnel collapsed, okay, sure. You unearthed it from the collapsed tunnel. But if it's in the tunnel and you take it out of the tunnel, does that qualify as unearthing? There you go, Tony Coriolis. Maybe it said Copernicus on it. Then you'd know. Like his mom etched his name so the other kids in class wouldn't steal it.
They said it was very likely that it was an object of Nicholas Copernicus because we were conducting work in one of his gardens. And it tentatively dated it to between the 15th and 16th century.
So it was either Copernicus's in the 1500s or Copernicus's in the 1400s, but we're not entirely sure. So he either wasn't born yet and it's his, or he'd been dead a long time and it was his. We're pretty sure.
The discovery of this tool gives us insight into Copernicus's working methods and his influence on the development of science in Europe.
Right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out. That's it, Zach. You ain't got time. We are at it. On top of it. Love you guys. Maybe we'll catch the rest of this story on Wednesday when we're back here for more of the IRONWORX every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on freeworld.fm. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your week. Be good, be well, do good, and do it well. We love you.